Hey guys. Hi everybody. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And I'm here for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. Sorry for my tardiness. It is closing day. Okay. That means a lot of phone calls, a lot of back and forth, a lot and a lot. So I'm gonna try to gather myself. Because I literally was just, getting off a phone call. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. Listen, I wanted to talk about, I'm looking at myself. I just want to make sure all systems are go and everything's okay. So you like my glasses? I got new glasses, y'all. All right. Um, so anywho, I'm just all undone. Number one, I'm late. And number two, again, it's closing day and it's a lot of details to be worked out where I can hopefully close on time today. So listen, I wanted to talk about these dreadful letters, CTC. I want to briefly summarize. I had a situation with my okay, making sure my mic is on, with my buyer where we had to push the date back a few times. Number one, we pushed it back due to the snow in Philadelphia. It did snow. Our first snowfall of the year season. But not only that, our first major one in quite some time. So had to contend with that, but also, the seller needed a little bit more time. My client needed a bit more time, so it just worked out anyway. So had to push it back last week. And I put on social media that was closing day because I was pretty confident that we were going to get to closing on Friday, and it didn't happen. But I didn't dare take down the post because I was like, people done liked it already. I saw it. I said, is what it is. It happens. But let me tell you why I could not go to closing. Okay, we're going to talk about that dreadful 3-letter word CTC, which means clear to close. My client was not clear to close. What was the hang up? What was the snag? Okay, she had some gift money deposited. She misunderstood some things that the lender was talking about as far as how to handle this money that she's being gifted. And it caused a snag. The underwriting was like, huh? What are you talking? And so essentially that's what happened, right? um, and so we had to work to make sure she was good. She has the funds needed to close, all that good stuff. But the underwriter, or as I like to call them, the gatekeepers, they are the gatekeepers. They will make the deal or make you lose it. Okay, so you definitely want to be cleared to close, and those are the 3-letter words that you've got to hear. So let's talk about clear to close. What does that mean? What does that mean? I hope I explained everything right. So we are hopefully going to be closing today. There are still some snacks, but hopefully it'll happen today. That's the hope. Look, I'm dressed up, guys. I got my ready to close outfit on and makeup. You know, I'm ready. So anyway, so what we're talking about being clear to close. Okay, what is that? So it's defined as the mortgage underwriter, or like I said, the gatekeeper, has reviewed and approved all documentation required to fund the closing. Okay, so that is to close when we go. Now I've talked about pre-approval in the past. Okay, so with that pre-approval, you have conditions on that pre-approval. Typically on the pre-approval letter, it'll tell you what the conditions are, what conditions are associated with your pre-approval. Okay, and the conditions are the typical, updated bank statements, pay stubs, all that good stuff, right? So those are just conditions that's attached to your pre-approval. So it had like that first initial review from the underwriter, but there are some other obligations to be fulfilled and other conditions attached to you making it to clear to close and then to closing. All right. So we're going to talk about some of those conditions. I may do a part 2 a part two on that. So we'll see. We'll see how today go, because I don't want to be on here too long. But so when we're talking about meeting underwriting, funding, and quality control conditions, okay, these are conditions, like I said, found in the pre-approval letter, also in the mortgage commitment letter. So mortgage commitment is something that is required when you sign your AOS, or agreement of sale. It is a little box that is on there. There's an area for mortgage commitment date. So that pretty much means, hey, we are committed to giving this person his mortgage, but these are the conditions that are on here. So we have to verify X, Y, Z element of pay. So you have that. And here are some different conditions. Okay, so you have underwriting condition. What do you need for underwriting conditions? You have your signed agreement to sell, signed, fully executed agreement to sell. You have your bank statements, pay stub, tax returns, getting the updated ones. So you have sent out the initial ones, but then you need the updated ones, right? Any large deposits, which is something, again, when you make large, pretty much deposits that are larger than your normal pay. So if, every 2 weeks you have the same $3,000, in your account coming in, okay, that's normal. So typically if you do, if you have maybe some cash that you put in there that's less than $3,000, that might be fine. But if it's more than that, if all of a sudden you have $15,000 and you're putting cash in there, then it's like, what? Even if it's a check. Now, checks, of course, are easier to verify, and you just have to kind of verify, okay, what is this money? Where is it coming from? But with cash, that's what makes it sticky, tricky. That even if it's a gift, you have to fill out a gift letter. Say your parents, say you came into some money, inheritance, anything like that, or somebody just giving you money. You have to verify that, and you have to give a letter. You have to answer anything. anything anything that fluctuates out of the norm with your banking account, with your finances, with your money. You have to answer those questions. Let's talk about funding conditions. All right, so making sure that you're able to pay the closing costs, making sure you have enough, right? Making sure you have a clear title. If you paid debts, you got to answer for that. I tell people all the time, secure your house. People want to pay off cars when they going through the home buying process and mortgage process. Maybe they came into some money, for whatever the reason, and they want to start paying off things. That's wonderful. That is noble, but do it after you've gotten your house. Okay, so paying off any debts, any loans, you got to talk about it. All right. Lastly, other things, other conditions. Okay, you have your final credit check. That's a part of the clear to close. Checking that credit, making sure there's no fluctuations, explaining any recent credit checks or inquiries. All right, making sure you have your homeowner's insurance, and also verify employment, which they can call the day of. And I talked about this before, and say they still work there, right? They still employed, or did they get laid off yesterday? Right? It happens. People will lose their job, unfortunately, during the home buying process. And, it happens, and they lose out on their house. And literally, they're calling to verify a day before or the day of settlement. Okay? Which is no bueno. That is all, folks. That is what clear to close is. I may do a part two of this, because there are some other things associated with clear to close that I would like to talk about. So we'll see. Next week, I do plan to do kind of a year in review type of Tuesday tip, and just talk about some of the most watched Tuesday tips at 2, and just review them together, because that'll be fun to do. So we'll see. And so that's pretty much it, guys. Listen, wish me luck. Hopefully, I did not repost the closing day graphic in vain. Then I'm actually able to do it sometime this evening, even if it's pushed back. I'm just hoping it can get done today. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you all. Listen, remember, there is no place like home. There is no place like home buying. I hope you learned something, okay? If you are being just inspired by these Tuesday tips, please comment, please like, please share, please subscribe, and click the bell and all that good stuff, so you can get all notifications of not just Tuesday tips at 2, but different uploads of content and videos and property tours and all that good stuff. Merry Christmas And I will see you guys next time.